Okay, my name's Marv Stapleton. I'm from First Baptist Church, Maryville, Illinois, and your church is hard to find in the dark. I understand you're moving to a new one, but that's good. We started out at First Baptist Church, Maryville. My wife and I moved into the area new about 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, and we started a new Sunday school class exactly about this time of year 4 years ago. The first Sunday we had 8 people attend. And we've grown the class, and the other day, Sunday, we had 89 in our class. By the way, this gentleman here that you have as your guest tonight, tomorrow, he's the most knowledgeable man on planet Earth on Sunday school.
Amen.
And listen to every word he says, do everything he says. I told you unashamedly that I would give you a plug, but it's the honest to God truth. If you do everything he says, everything will work. We do things a little bit differently, and one of the problems we have is finding teachers. If finding teachers was easy, it would be so much easier. What we did in our class was we broke our class, or we called it a department. You need to update the graph, Josh. Well, no, you got the most recent one. Kind of,
you sent me one.
Yeah, I sent you one.
Newer. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I sent you a new one. Yeah, we've got a few more weeks on there, but we broke our class into small groups. We coded them red 1, red 2, orange 1, orange 2, colors and numbers, and we're up to 15 small groups within this department. And the teaching method is a little bit different. It's not what I would want to do. I prefer having individual teachers teach the groups, but we have a class time much like I'm having right here with you in front of 90 people, and we lecture for 30 minutes, expository teaching verse by verse, generate as much discussion as I can without interrupting the flow of things, and then during the last 15 to 20 minutes or so, we break the class up into small groups, and they have small group discussions. I give them a handout every week that I make up, compare, share, and prayer, and the small groups go through that and have a small group time of prayer. As a department, we have a gathering probably a couple of times a quarter. You know, we'll have a big Super Bowl party, we'll have a big Valentine's party, we'll have a couple of swimming pool parties. We'll do all things together as much as we can as a large group. That's becoming more difficult as we grow. And then the small groups will have a time where they'll give, quote, Friday nights to Jesus. It could be Sunday lunch to Jesus. It could be Monday night to Jesus. Whatever it is, the small groups will get together a couple of times a quarter to keep that small group intimacy. What I'm effectively acting as is kind of a pastor to these people. If something bad happens in their lives, they're as more likely to call me as they would the pastor of the church. In the last 3 weeks, I've made 3 hospital visits. I've made round trips to Chicago at night to go visit in a funeral home of someone whose brother who's been killed in a car accident. So I have to really, step it up a notch in order to effectively minister to these people. However, their small groups are those intimate places where they do share things more intimately with each other that perhaps they wouldn't share with me, and they build up that repertoire and that friendliness and that love there at that level that they don't have in a large group. So right now what we're doing is, our next step, Josh, is finding new teachers, training new teachers to potentially mimic what my wife and I have accomplished. My wife is the director of the class. I'm the teacher. We work together as a team. I stay out of her business unless she asks me. She stays out of my business unless I ask her. And we work great as a team together. And as soon as we find couples, we're going to use the couple model as much as possible, husband-wife models, because we think that works great as leaderships. Priscilla, Aquila, we think are great ways to build up that leadership in the small group environment, and we're going to try to split our class probably 6 or 7 ways eventually. So I told Josh my goal is within 10 years I want to try to reach 1 million people. So we'll see what happens.